Hello and welcome back to my craft room. I have got two lovely pieces of Happy Mail to open with you again today, and they're both for the Bonkers Quilt, I believe. One of them is from Alison, I won't say her full name, who contacted me just recently. I think that's three different Alisons now. One is one signed herself Ali, so she's Ali in my head. One is Alison with a Y in Australia, and this is a different Alison. This is Alison in the UK. And then also from my dear friend Marian, I know that she's sending some pieces. Actually, saying that, she's already sent them. Wait a minute. I was going to say she's sending some pieces with words on to stitch it to fill little spaces in the quilt, but she's already sent those. So actually I don't know what this is after all. So let's go in and find out, shall we? You need to be so careful cutting these open that you don't snip into something you shouldn't. I know some of the ladies are very kindly making little pieces, little odd shaped pieces, triangles and things to fill in the awkwardly shaped gaps now in the quilt. That's what this is. Let's have a look. She always sends these lovely little hand painted and stamped cards, which are really cute. Hi Annie, a few little makes to help you with with the little gaps on the Bonkers Quilt. Oh, isn't that nice? Yeah. So little funny shapes to fill little funny spaces on the quilt, because we've put all of the pieces higgledy-piggledy as they come, really crazy quilt fashion. So I've ended up with quite a lot of kind of wonky triangular shapes. So it's handy to have little circles and little triangular shapes and odd little kind of irregular shapes to fill those gaps. Oh, look at this. Oh, what fun. 1940s wool blanket, which I dyed with leftover bits of dye from t-shirt tie-dye tape with my grandchildren. Oh, that's really fun. Oh, isn't that cute? And really, really different, something really different to go on the quilt. I love that. I love this button. That's really unusual. Little Suffolk puff underneath all of these flower-shaped sequins stitched down with beads, and this lovely textural blanket piece. That's just absolutely perfect to fill in some of those gaps. Oh, it's so fun putting a quilt together, I tell you. It is going to be labour of love. It is going to take me, it's going to be weeks of work, but I'm enjoying it, and it's going to be so amazing to get it done. Love this one too. So same lovely wool blanket background, and then she's got these lazy daisies done in this variegated thread, and I know she dyed a lot of these threads herself as well. Another Suffolk puff with daisy in the middle, lots of little cross stitches. Isn't it gorgeous? Great, brilliant, 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 absolutely perfect. Oh, that's a lovely piece. I love this. Oh, so again, the wool blanket, and she's trimmed it with this lovely deep red lace, matching kind of little star stitches there, and a whole row of tubular beads, bugle beads I think they call them, don't they, stitched on there. Oh, that's going to make a lovely little accent on the quilt. Marian, absolutely perfect. There's some wrapped up in here too. It's like parcel. Another little note. That's no fun. It's like a party game. 2 felt circles, 1 felt flower, Suffolk puff, chiffon ribbon gathered, lots of stitches all topped with a button. A bit random. A bit random is good. Oh, it's like a rosette, isn't it? I love it. I love it. Oh. And it's funny, the quilt has now, although we gave no colour theme, nothing, no theme, no really anything goes with the pieces for the quilt. And initially I just kind of threw them on randomly, whatever looked good next to each other, just sort of pretty much let it happen. But it sort of gradually, without really trying too hard, evolved itself into kind of colour areas. And I already know which area this one's going to be going into. I just love that. I love it. That's one of my favourites, Marian, seriously. Lovely, with the difference in texture between that and the wool felt, and then the cotton print for the yo-yo or Suffolk puff. I could wear that as a rosette. Love it. And we got one more. It's sparkle every day with a sparkly tissue. Is there another note? There has to be a note. I'll be disappointed if there isn't now. Fabric made from my oars. Ooh, I had a few little pieces left and I hope they'll be useful to you. Oh, look. Oh, they are gorgeous. I can't work out quite how you've done that. Because it's not sandwiched between, usually when people do this, they sandwich the oars between two layers of something to keep them all together, but I can't work out how you've done this. You must have machined it together and then you added hand stitching on top. Isn't that a fabulous effect? Gorgeous. And what perfect little shapes to fill awkward spaces. Oh, I love those. I really love them. What a lovely effect that is. And very much fits in with the whole waste not, want not kind of theme of our quilt. Oh, how lovely. Thank you, Marian. They are going to be perfect. And I love hearing the little stories behind each one of them, each little batch. Goose pimples. They're going all down my back. Oh, how lovely. Okay, and I've still got another one to open yet. So this envelope is from Allison. I need to keep this out of the way of the camera. These look cute. Another lovely card. Oh, I thought that was, no, it's just a fat envelope. Another beautiful card. I've had such lovely cards throughout all of the swaps and all of this quilt process, you know. Isn't that fab? I'm holding my hand up because it's getting bleached out by the light. There we go, that's better. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. Handmade. That's Alison's initials in a very clever little monogram. Now let's have a look at the squares. Should we see what she says first? To Annie, here is my novice offering for the Bazaar quilt. Seriously, I think if you've never made a stitch before, you know, we had people at the Bazaar event who'd never done a stitch before joining me. We're quite young children, and I just think I wanted it to be open to anyone, even with no experience at all, and they'll all meld together in the end to make a beautiful cohesive piece. I know they will. Okay, so here we go. I am very new to slow stitch but absolutely love it. As you will see, my knowledge of stitches is basic, but it was a lot of fun and took me ages. I bet it did. Love and gratitude, Alison. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Seriously, honestly, Alison, I'm not just saying it. I would never have looked at that piece and thought that was a novice stitcher. That is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. Wow. So obviously Alison has found a print of these gorgeous big blooms, and then she's stitched around the outlines. She's used, I would say, a cotton perle number 8 thread probably. And she's stitched around the outlines, and then she's added beautifully done French knots. I know how long all of those would have taken, or how long it would take me for sure. I'm not the fastest. Oh, to create all this gorgeous texture here. There's rows and rows of blanket stitch. See, it doesn't need to be complicated stitches. Blanket stitch, Y stitch, French knots, chain stitch. Look at the brilliant effect she's got there. These are like a kind of variation on a chain stitch, and then a little French knot at the end of each one of them, and another little detached chain inside, like a kind of very fancy lazy daisy. Love that effect. Seed stitching here like this. So what have you done here, Alison? So this is long lines, long stitched lines, either done in a variegated pink, or she's pulled out different shades of pink. Probably it's a variegated thread, so you get this beautiful variation in shades of pink. And then she's couched down, she's done couching stitches at intervals along each of the strands, and that effect is absolutely fab. I'm going to be stealing that for sure. I love that effect. And then these pistol stitches going over the top to make the stamen of the flower. Just applied a little piece of fabric there to make the centre kind of pop. Back stitches here, loads and loads more French knots, lots of little seed stitches here, and more canter stitching here. That was like a whipped back stitch, and then Y stitches here. The way she's used them, it's like it's thread painting, isn't it, really? Thread painting, but normally when you do thread painting it's all kind of straight stitches, but I love how she's done it using all these different types of stitches to give even more texture. It's a stunner, Alison. I would never, I'm sure everybody would agree with me. You'd never look at that and think, oh, I can see someone's done that who's a beginner. No. Let's make the most gorgeous thumbnail out of this, shall we? What a lovely little batch of goodness to stitch onto the quilt. That'll be my job for tonight. Thank you so much to Marian and to Alison for those gorgeous pieces. It will be my absolute pleasure to stitch them onto the quilt. Do that a bit later this evening. I'm alternating between working on the quilt and working on my Viviana piece at the moment, my seascape, really going with whichever one I'm in the mood for at the time, so I keep it all enjoyable and chill out and enjoy in the process. And at some point down the line this quilt will be ready to back and tie and edge, and then the next chapter will be possibly finding a way to take it to a couple of different places within the UK so that people can come and see it if they would like to. I'm now thinking, because it's, I'm beginning to realise quite what a long process this is going to be, I'll take it back to the bazaar event next year. That might be a possibility. And then anyway, once it's all done and dusted and we're ready to part with it, then it will go up for auction and hopefully raise a lot of money for charity, which would be really nice. Thank you so much again to Marian and to Alison. We love them. Mwah. Okay, it's a different day now and I've got more happy mail to open. I've just got home from Tom's and found these two pieces of happy mail waiting for me. I've no idea who either of them is from. Yes, I have. Ooh. This one's from Marian and I don't know who this one is from. It's in a Lovecrafts envelope, but it looks like a recycled envelope, so doesn't mean it's something from Lovecraft, and I wasn't expecting either of these. I think actually maybe I do know what's in the Marian one, and it is to do with the Bonkers Quilt. So let's go into that one first. It's a little bit open there, but it doesn't look like anything's come out. There's just a little slit there where it's open slightly, but it doesn't look like anything's come out. So let's get my letter opener in there. That's some really lovely tissue papers. My collage drawer is fitting up nicely. Look at this pretty paper. Gorgeous. Oh, a nice card. That looks hand stamped, painted. Very pretty. Isn't that lovely? All layered up. Different stamps and inks and things all layered up together. Very pretty. Dear Annie, please find enclosed and printed words on fabric as promised. That's what I thought it would be. I've left them A4 so you can cut as necessary to fill any spaces. Great idea. Let them be okay. Let me know if you need anything different. The Bonkers Quilt is growing nicely and all looking lovely. Missing you, Marian. Missing you too, Marian. It just feels like I dreamt the whole thing now when we were all sat there together, and that was only just over a week ago as I'm opening this, but it just feels like forever. Sweet little stickers. Wow, they are fab, Marian. So Marian had done some stamped words on little strips of calico before. These look like they're actually printed on there unless she's coloured them separately. I don't know how you've done that, but they are absolutely beautiful. Look at that. So I can cut these into whatever shapes I need to fill little spaces. That is fab. Oh, look at this. So this is on like a kind of calico fabric. Maybe she did this using the freezer paper method, where you iron the freezer paper onto the back, and that helps that enables it to be carried through the printer. Then you peel it off and you've got this perfectly printed piece. I bet that's what she's done. I had a bit of an experiment with that a while ago. Oh. And this is different. This is a different, maybe this is a printable style. I don't know, but don't they look lovely? Oh, they're perfect, Marian. My soul is fed with needle and thread. I love that saying. Happiness together. When life gives you scraps, make a quilt. Beautiful things come together one stitch at a time. Friends together, caring community, happy, create, slow stitching, cherish every day, sit together and stitch, and made with love. What a perfect assortment of wordage. Love it, Marian. Thank you ever so much for doing that. And yeah, they're just gonna perfectly fill all those little nooks and crannies. I've ended up with some sort of little spaces, wonky spaces, a few kind of wonky triangle shapes. Yeah, just ended up with spaces between other larger pieces. So yeah, lovely. Now let's have a look at this big jobby. Okay, there's no addresses on this side. This I have no clue what's in here. It might be something else for the quilt. It seems a bit big to be something for the quilt, so I've no idea. I'm in. Oh, more pretty tissue. Oh, there's a few pieces of things in here. Oh, look. 2 lovely bags. Gorgeous. Aren't these gorgeous gift bags? They feel really lovely. I wonder what this is. Should I open it first or there's a card here. I can't get over how pretty those bags are. Oh, pretty, isn't it? What lovely cards I've been getting, seriously. Love that. Looks like a painting, doesn't it? Sandra. Oh, hi Annie, here is the piece for the Bonkers Quilt. It's my first ever piece of English paper piecing made with Liberty scraps. Oh, it's going to be pretty. I think it's probably larger than I initially said, but hopefully there's still enough room. My idea was to have a quilt on a quilt. How interesting. The tiny crochet flowers I placed on as an afterthought, as I managed to put in 2 squares that were almost plain. Ah. I don't know to read this first or... No, I might as well carry on reading now. You will see that I've enclosed 2 smaller packages, one for you and one for a giveaway. Yet again, I find myself thinking... pinching myself, really, you know. I'm wondering what how I came to deserve all this, you know. What lovely writing, by the way. You may remember when you were adding a rolled hem on a silk scarf. Oh yes, I told you I had many pieces of silk from a local printers. It's in Macclesfield, which was the home of silk production in the UK. I didn't know that. The sale is held at the only remaining silk printers in the UK, I think, she says. I think that's her I think, not my I think. Please use the piece however you wish. Whilst it is beautiful and intricate, it cost only pence. So no need to feel guilty if you cut it up. Oh, thanks for telling me that, because you know what I'm like. Thank you for all that you do to help and inspire the many crafters that are out there. Love from Sandra. Thank you, Sandra. What lovely words. Okay, I'm gonna look at. I think this must be the quilt piece. Oh, look, she's left this piece of tissue huge, so I can recycle it more easily. Oh, look at this! How beautiful! I've not had another one like this. Oh wow! Okay, I'm going to put the tissue out the way for a minute. Look at that! Feast your eyes. I see what you mean by quilt within a quilt. Oh, Sandra! Wow! There's a lot to take in there. So yes, beautiful Liberty prints there. They're so distinctive, aren't they? And even the feel of them as well. Look at this. Look how tiny these squares are. Look at the tininess of the stitching where she's stitched the pieces together. You can only just make it out on camera. And each piece has got beading or embroidery. What? I said before, the person who ends up owning this quilt, I hope they're going to appreciate every inch of it. Tiny crochet flowers on the two squares that ended up plain. Look at all the work in that. Yeah, I think if I ended up being the eventual owner of this quilt, it would take me hours to go through and look at every bit. Of course, I'm going to have the fun of doing that as I'm stitching all these pieces on and stitching between them and everything and finishing everything off. Love the look of the rows of chain stitch around the edge to finish it off. That's gorgeous. And then we've got the edges here which I can either tuck in or overlap or whatever. There's all different textures of threads in here as well. So there's some stranded cotton, and there's this which looks almost like woolly looking. It's got a lovely velvety feel. And there's some metallic threads in there, lots of beading. It is absolutely stunning. I can't get over that. A quilt within a quilt. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It must have taken you hours and hours just to put the squares together. So fiddly. So beautifully done. I love it. I love it. Now let's have a look at these. Oh, the feel. Oh, I could keep myself amused for hours. Just put my hand in the bag and feeling it. Look at this. Oh, I wish I had feely vision again. I know I'm always saying it. Look at this beauty. It's a huge piece as well. The bees on. Oh, isn't that lovely? Yeah, I've got to try the rolled hem again now. I did get the hang of it though, and I really enjoyed doing it once I started to get the hang of it. Let's have a look at the other one as well. Let's compare and contrast. I need to keep the bag nice so that I can do that, so I can pack it up again. Are they both the same or are they different? Slightly different colours. Oh, isn't it gorgeous? So beautiful. Are you telling porky pies when you say it cost only pence? I love it. I love them, but I love them both. It would be quite hard to choose just one, and it certainly would be huge fun to embroider into them. I think probably I'd end up going for this one because it's got a bit of pink in as well. You know, I love my pink and orange together. But they're both absolutely gorgeous. Look at this huge bee in the middle. This has got a huge bee in the middle as well. This is beautiful. Oh, isn't it? Oh, I wish you could feel it. So this is from a Silk Printers in Macclesfield. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. And I think, although the soft, delicate kind of feel and drape of the silk is beautiful, and you could just do a rolled hem and use this as a scarf just like that. That's all you would need to do. It's beautiful. But being me, what I'm thinking is I've got some very soft, verging on sheer cotton from my bazaar pieces. I've got some quite big pieces in a soft pink that would go with that I could back it with, so that I could do lots of embroidery into these bees and flowers. Back it with the soft pink, do some cantha stitching like I did on that other silk scarf, and then do a rolled hem. That's what this is calling out for me. I'm going to do like this to make a beautiful thumbnail along with this phenomenal piece for the quilt. Look at the beautiful bag. Oh, it's lovely. That is really truly gorgeous. And how sweet of you to do one for me, one for a giveaway. I'll tell you, yet again, another example of the kindness and generosity of our community, you know. I'm trying to make this so that you can, let's make a good thumbnail out of this. Stunning, stunning. Look at that. Can you, I mean, can you imagine how lucky I feel getting to open things like this every day? I know this isn't, you know, most of this isn't for me to keep. I still get the fun of opening it and working with it, and one of these pieces I do get to keep anyway, so I mean, look, yeah, that's gonna be a lovely project. Yeah, I'll just find out either another nice piece of soft silky fabric or that very almost sheer cotton that can go on the back, so I can do some embroidery on the bees and the flowers, and then I'll put it together with that soft drapey backing, do a whole lot of canter stitching, a rolled hem. That'll make a lovely. Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, I'm going to fold them up carefully and put them back in the bags in a moment. Take this downstairs to stitch onto the quilt tonight. I've filled up even more gaps now. So yeah, we're almost there in terms of having enough to fill the space, and it's just a question of finishing all the stitching and the tying and the backing and the edging. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying the whole process, and it's so it can't help but be beautiful. So much love and care and work has gone into it, so much creativity and talent has gone into this quilt. It can't help but be amazing, really. I do feel a huge sense of responsibility to do it all justice though. Thank you very much to Marian and to Sandra, and now I can't remember the video I made yesterday. It's Allison. So thank you to Allison as well, and thank you to all of you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that exciting little peek at my today's post bag. Thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you again really soon.